Uh, let's have fun tonight. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're on. So I want to welcome everyone to tonight's call. Sit back and relax. Tonight we're going to have a blast. Lean in, maybe even turn off the notifications on your phone a little bit. We're going to just get together for the next 50 minutes to the next 60 minutes and hear some stories and really hear an outline on how this OPTAVIA program has really changed and blessed a lot of people's lives. Around here we're really laid back and we're really relaxed. So it's not going to be stuffy. You're not going to feel like we're trying to sell you to do anything. You're not going to feel like we're trying to get you to do anything. That's not what we're about. That's not our intentions. And we're just really relaxed. I remember when I first started leading these webinars, my wife used to say, why aren't you dressing up enough? Why do you have a hoodie on? I remember used to telling her, it isn't about what I'm wearing, but it is about the lives that are changing. And that's what this whole company is about. That's what this whole program is about. My hope is that in the next 50 minutes or so, you're going to hear some things, you're going to experience some things that absolutely serve you. And even if this isn't the right program or company for you, I hope that you're inspired enough to go out and make some unique changes within your life. So sit back. We're going to hear some real stories for some real people, and we're going to hear how this one unique program can help so many people change not only their physical health and well-being, but their emotional and mental health, and certainly their financial health. So welcome to tonight. We're going to be exploring OPTAVIA, health coaching, and I'm excited to lead you guys on a fantastic night. So who am I? Who am I? Who's the guy that's kind of leading this, the guy behind the scenes? Well, my name's Jamil Frazier. I'm a certified coach with OPTAVIA. I didn't start out that way. I was introduced to this program and this company in April 2012 is when I got my start. And I like to say that I found this company, but honestly, this program found me. I was at a state in my life right around 2009, 2010 to where I just wasn't living the life that I wanted to. I grew up an athlete here in Southern California. I was an all-state football player in high school. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship to go and play in college. And I was always known as the athletic guy, the fast guy, the guy that can, take the football and run 100 yards without being touched. But the challenge was I graduated from college and there was no longer someone that was there to push me every day to get up and to go lift the weights and to eat the proper food. And, just like so many people in this country, you get married and you have that special someone and you have that first child and you start living the American dream. You get the job and you get in the profession that you want. And it seems like year after year, maybe some things are improving in your life, but my health really took a backseat. Coming into 2010, I found my weight at an all-time high. I had gone from being about 175 pounds up to about 220 pounds. And it wasn't just the weight, as you guys know, with every pound that I gained, there was more disappointment in myself. That disappointment turned into frustration. That frustration turned into depression. That depression turned into me not even allowing myself to do the things that I wanted to do, like continue to go and play flag football in different leagues. Didn't want to go out with the family. I started to hide in pictures. And by the time 2012 rolled around, I had been diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea. My doctor was saying, you're starting to get to a point to where you're having high blood pressure and you're only 31 years old. This probably isn't the right path for you. And I got really lucky. My best friend's mom, who's my coach, introduced me to this amazing program. She had lost a tremendous amount of weight in just a short amount of time. And I was at my breaking point. And I said, you know what, just guide me, just kind of put me on program and let's see what happens. Well, what happened is predictable transformation. What happens is what happens to every single person that decides to follow this program. Within 6 weeks, I went from being over 200 pounds back down to where I was in high school in the 160s. I was fitting into clothes that I never thought that I would fit into again. I started going out and play flag football again. I started to see my old buddies that I hadn't seen in years. I started actually being able to run around and play with my 1-year-old son the way that I wanted. And because I was starting to get healthier physically, I started to get healthier mentally, which started to improve a broken marriage. So this program has done, to say it has changed my life would be an understatement. I had no clue what I was capable of before I found OPTAVIA. And I'm so overjoyed to be leading tonight's webinar and for you guys not to hear me, not to listen to me, but to hear all the amazing speakers that's going to be pouring their hearts into this call and really sharing their stories and hoping that maybe there's one thing that connects with you so that you can hear and more importantly feel what this company does to people. So sit back and relax. We're going to have a blast. So who is OPTAVIA? Who is our company? Who is this company that I've outlined has completely changed my life in the last 5 years? Well, it's a company that's backed by over 30 years of success and experience. It's a company that's been recommended by over 20,000 doctors. It's a company that's been backed by science and has spent millions of dollars in clinical and research studies in universities like Johns Hopkins. It's a company that's been in the top 100 most trustworthy companies in America the last 2 to 3 years. It's a New York Stock Exchange traded company with the ticker being MED, if you want to look it up. Our company literally has no debt, and this is not a typo, has over $80 million in cash in the bank. That is not a typo. Let me say that again. Over $80 million in cash in the bank with no debt. That is unheard of. For any of you entrepreneurs out there and any of you that have your own companies, generally you have a tremendous amount. There's a line of credit that's out. There's 2 lines of credit. There's 3 lines. And the company's financials may not be doing well. This company has no debt and over 80 million in the bank. It's a solid corporate team. And the best thing about the corporate team is the integrity of the leaders. And right now we are in United States, but shortly we will be going out and touching lives all over the world for international expansion. And I just so happen to play a small, really tiny role within that, and it's exciting times. Top manufacturing facility and best in class. I've been to the home office. I've walked through the manufacturing facility, and I've never seen anything so grandeur and so beautiful in my life. It is top notch. So who's OPTAVIA? Really, OPTAVIA are those things that I just mentioned right now, but it's really the people that make up this company. It's really the moms, the dads, the brothers, the sisters, the doctors, the nurses, the social workers, the construction guys, people like me, the lay workers. It's really the community. It's all the people that know what it feels like to have some struggles in their life, right? Just blink at me if you know what it's like to struggle. And it's all the people that care enough about other people that have found something that really works for them. And it's now a small part of their mission is to go share it and help other people completely transform their life. So this is our story, our credibility, and you're going to hear a lot about mission tonight. And where does that mission come from? Well, it really starts with our co-founder and medical director. This is, I've studied a lot of amazing people throughout the world history and the United States history. I've never met someone as incredible of Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. He's a mentor of mine, and I completely believe in his vision and his mission. You can see all of his accolades here, but before I go through them, Dr. A was top of his class. He was the 10th board certified critical care physician ever. He was the chief architect in the top 100 hospital in the United States. He's trained in open heart surgery. And one of the challenges that he found in his 20 years of surgery and operating on folks was he was too far downstream. Year after year after year, he started to realize that he wasn't in the healthcare industry, he was in the sick care industry, because many of the operations that he did were completely preventable. See, he was catching people too far downstream, and what he wanted to do was start to teach them how to control their habits, how to live a longer, healthier life at the beginning, so he didn't have to do so many surgeries, that he can actually show them how to create health instead of reacting to poor disease. So he's a New York Times best-selling author. You see a couple of his books right there. Dr. A's Habits of Health, Living a Longer, Healthier Life Companion Guide, which makes our program extremely individualized to our client, and Discover Your Optimal Health, which we'll talk about in a second. But he is no doubt a leader in the optimal health industry and movement, and our mission and really our background really starts from him. So what is our mission? You've heard me say it probably 7, 8 times right now. Our mission is lifelong transformation, to really bring people into this community, bring people into this company, and show them how to transform everything, not just their physical health, but their mental and emotional states, and certainly their financial health as well, one healthy habit at a time. And our goal is to do that right here in America, and then to expand out and really touch as many lives as possible. So what do we offer our clients? So when clients come into OPTAVIA, what can they expect? Well, the first thing that they can expect is what we call our Trilogy of Optimum Health. So generally what happens is, generally as clients come into our program, they're really strong in maybe one of these areas. Maybe they're strong in their healthy bodies. Maybe they're people that come in and they look at our program, and maybe they're personal trainers. Maybe they run all these marathons, and maybe their healthy body is top notch. But maybe their finances are not where they want to be, and maybe they don't have the fulfillment or time freedom that they want, so their healthy mind is a little out of balance. And when that happens, then a person can never be optimally healthy. Or maybe someone comes in and their healthy finances are all-time high, but because they're spending so much time at work, away from their families, they're in a high stress position, maybe their healthy body is suffering. Maybe their healthy body score is at a 4 when their healthy finances score is at an 8. And because of that, maybe their healthy mind is suffering. So what Dr. A and many along the history of this company have figured out is, if we don't have all of these areas balanced, then we can never, ever be fully healthy. So what I'm going to ask you guys today is just take a little inventory of where you might be. So what we know as healthy body is so much more than just a healthy weight. So as you look at this, maybe take a score of where you're at, and we'll give you some time to really identify that and to really get connected with that. Because our goal by the end of this webinar is to hopefully help you identify it, because if you know where you're at, then it's so much easier for us to help you go where you're destined to be. So take a look at it. So what we're going to do tonight is kind of break down all 3 areas of the Trilogy, and let's see if there's not an area in here to where you want to get better with. So first, let's take a look at your healthy body. What I want you to do right now is just write down your own healthy body score, because we know that, healthy body isn't just weight, but it talks about how's your eating, how's your sleep, how's your physical activity, how's your relaxation. And what we find is if we're lacking in these, then our program can easily and so consistently transform these areas in just a little bit of time. And this is what happened to me. My healthy body score when I came into this company was probably a 4. And I'm still on my journey, as so many of us are. But within days, within weeks, I'm not talking months or years, my healthy body score started to improve to go from a 4 to about an 8 in only a short amount of weeks. So where are you at? So again, we know that the key elements to the healthy body is not just where you are in terms of what the scale says or what your pant size says, but how's your eating overall? How's your healthy motion? How's your sleep? How's your stress reduction? All of that in totality will really have a determining factor on what that score is. So keep that score. So what we offer is a comprehensive program for optimal physical health. And comprehensive over the years has been one of my favorite words. And if you're one of those guys like me and you really like to break down what words are, comprehensive is something that means it's whole, it's complete, it's literally lacking no thing, it's lacking nothing. So a client doesn't have to come into our program and try to figure out, is this good for me? Is this going to work? Listen, there's been over 30 years of medical history that has proven that this program will work. It literally needs nothing else added. We've already done all the legwork. All someone has to do is come in and just follow our proven methods. So what makes us really stand out and what makes us unique? Well, the first thing is the free health coach. The second component of our comprehensive program is our thriving community. The third component is what we call Dr. A's Habits of Health system. And the fourth component are medically proven products. And so let's talk about the first component. See, what makes this program really stand out is what we call the free personal health coach who's going to support you along your health journey. So when we speak to clients who have been successful, many state that having someone side by side walking this journey with them has made all the difference and it's been priceless. The products and programs work if you follow protocol, but having the health coach is invaluable for providing that personal support that I believe everyone is looking for. So you don't have to try to figure it out. You're not on your own. You have someone who's going to love and take care of you, walk you by the hand, and really guide you through our proven model. The second component of our program, why does it work so well for clients that come in, is what we call our healthy community. So many people have tried to get healthy and reach their goals on their own. What we found with clinical history is that is very hard to do. But if you take someone and you throw them into a thriving community of like-minded people, of people that are along the same path, of people that can help keep them inspired and motivated, then that person is going to do so much better in their journey than trying to do it alone. Just think about it. How many people can work out at home but decide to go to the gym? It's the people that's there. It's the community base. How many people can literally work from home but decide to go into the office to be around all their coworkers? It's a community. How many people could actually worship at home but they decide to go to church? It's a community that keeps them going. And from day one, clients within our OPTAVIA program gets thrust into a vibrant community. The third part of our unique system is what we call the habits of health. Now, I want you guys to do something for me really fast. If you've ever known anyone, but not you because you wouldn't do this, but if you've ever known anyone that has lost weight but gained that weight back, I want you to put a 1 in the comments right now. Just put a 1. If you've ever known anyone that has lost weight and gained that weight back, put a 1 in the comments. Now, I want you to put a 2 in the comments if you've known someone that has lost weight and not just gained the weight back, but gain even more weight. Put a 2 in the comments. So Dr. A knows that diets alone do not work. 85% of diets right now don't work. People will get healthy just for a short amount of time, but without having behavioral components that's going to teach them how to change their structure and how to change their habits, they will always go back to what's easy. So the habits of health really allows us to pick up where most plans leave off. See, most plans leave off on that number 2 right there, that step 2. getting you to a healthy weight. That is literally where our program starts. Helping someone get to a healthy weight is so simple for us, but how can we put them into a structure to where they're not just thriving, but they are optimizing? And that's what we can do with Dr. A's Habits of Health system. To me, it's the most important part of our whole program. Not just get healthy for a little while, but to stay healthy forever. Now, the fourth part are our medically designed fuelings. So we have many, many programs for anyone that decides to come into this program. So we have programs that are sufficient for nursing mothers, for folks that have gout, for type 2 diabetics, for teenagers, you name it, we can probably serve that person. Now, the majority of clients that come into our program are probably looking to lose a little bit of weight. So we put them on what we call our 5-in-1 program. So our fuelings are perfect. So how does it work? Well, it's going to help our clients lose weight quickly, but with the proper nutrients. All they have to do is just pick out 5 of our OPTAVIA fuelings per day and eat every 2 to 3 hours. There are over 100 different delicious choices from them to choose from, and each of the fuelings essentially has the same nutrition profile to meet all of their daily needs. All our clients have to do is just prepare one, what we call lean and green, and I kind of gave it away a little bit. That's going to be some lean protein and 3 servings of veggies. So all they have to do is prepare that whenever is convenient for them, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So all of the 5 fuelings together and their 1 lean and green is going to create what we call a fat burning state. It's going to allow them to feel full, and it's going to allow them to not have the natural cravings that they typically might have. So the fuelings are convenient. They're designed to be on the go. They're easy, even for the busiest person in the world, and you would literally have to try your hardest to mess up this program for it not to work. So you can just ask yourself, well, can I eat every 2 to 3 hours? Can I drink some water? Do I want to have the help from someone that loves me and is going to guide me through the program? And do I want to get healthy? So healthy mind is the second component of the trilogy of optimal health. And again, rate yourself, because what we know is we describe healthy mind as literally organizing your life around what matters most to you. So like physical health, a healthy mind is comprised of several areas. So ask yourself, where are you in terms of your relationships, your engagement at work? Do you dread Mondays, or are you one of those people that say TGI Fridays? I can't wait for Fridays to come. Do you feel fulfilled right now? And on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you are currently in this area of healthy mind? Because what I know is, in order for the healthy body to be healthy and the healthy finances, is this one thing really is important to be in place. So where are you? Right now, just kind of jot down your score. And if you're not where you want to be, then OPTAVIA can help in this area. The third component of the trilogy is what we call our healthy finances. And for us, when we talk about healthy finances, we aren't speaking strictly in terms of money or wealth. What we're talking about is living an abundant life, whatever that means to you. Because what that could be for you is maybe getting out of a little bit of debt, maybe not dreading your January credit card bill because December is coming up and we got those Christmas presents. And I know a lot of people in January, they're struggling, they're hurting. What kind of way is that to start out the year? Maybe that's having enough money to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. Maybe that's philanthropy. Maybe that's giving back. Maybe that's living closer to family members. Maybe that's being able to care for a loved one. And maybe that's just leaving a legacy for the next generation. Whatever it is to you, write down what your healthy finances score. Because if we're a family right now, and I can just be honest and share my heart, when I started with this company, I worked full time, and my healthy finances score was probably at about a 3. I didn't feel fulfilled, and I didn't know how to live in abundance. I didn't even know what that word was. But I can tell you on the way up to the city that we're at right now, my wife asked me a question. So a little while ago, I started an account called a no questions asked account. And driving up to where I'm at right now, my wife said, I want to send my parents to Rome, to Italy. Is that something that we can do? And without blinking an eye, I said, send them. Because we have a no questions asked account. And there's no way I could have had that account without OPTAVIA and having this coaching opportunity. So enough from listening to me. I'll come back on in a little bit and really dive into what does coaching really look like and how can that, what would that look like in your life. But let's listen to some real stories for some real people. And we're going to start off with Cheri Martinson. And I think she's there. So Cheri, are you there?
I am.
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Please share your story with us, my dear.
I will. I am Cheri Martinson, and I'm also a certified health coach. I was introduced to OPTAVIA 3.5 years ago, but a little about me is I have been married for 25 years, and I have 4 kids. And halfway through, similar to Jamil's story, halfway through my marriage, I thought everything was fine, the rat race and the stress, and that's just how life is for people who have marriages and 4 kids. And I would say 10 or 12 years in, realized that really before OPTAVIA, I was really miserable and unhappy and emotionally using unhealthy habits to really survive that stress. And I was struggling with basically losing myself and not taking good care of myself and not even knowing how to do that exactly with all of that. And we weren't even doing a good job providing financially for our family. And David was in real estate for a while, and so the office kind of closed when the market changed. So we basically almost lost our house. We moved 3 times in 2 years with 4 young children. So that was very, 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 very stressful. And then after that, we basically were back in debt. So when OPTAVIA came into my life, that's pretty much the status of where I was at. So was I looking for anything to add to my life or even to get healthy? No, I was overeating so I could stay numb and not have to feel any of that stuff that I felt was just never going to change. And we were just going to live like that for out our lives basically. So, but I was overweight and uncomfortable and really had no energy and was even having trouble getting up in the morning. So when OPTAVIA was introduced to me, I didn't even want to do it. I even made David go first and said, I can't do anything new, so you got to do it. So he lost 70 pounds and I was like, okay, I guess we're going to get healthy. So I lost 40 pounds after him, and the weight for sure was the first thing that changed my energy level, and really just thinking, wow, okay, we might actually be able to change some things and have more energy and keep up with the kids and do those kinds of things. And then of course, the introduced to us, and David decided that for kids and a million things and was already stressed out. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to add one more thing to my schedule. You're crazy. No. I said no for months. But he really saw that that could be something good for me and us. And of course, we really needed the money. And people were asking what we had done to get healthy, and they really wanted to do it with us. And then I had heard that health coaches were more likely to stay healthy for life, even by a John Hopkins study, 5 times more likely to stay healthy and not gain their weight back. So I have been an emotional eater and up and down for basically my entire childhood and life. So I thought, well, all right, I guess I'm going to give it a try. So I confidently then figured out, okay, I'm going to pay this forward and help other people because we do feel so much better than we did before. And now I am not only helping other people, but I don't have to check the bank account in the morning anymore to see if things are overdrawn, which still gets me choked up that I used to have to do that, because I do not have to do that anymore. I now have the money that I need to help 3 kids in college. And I get to fly and see them whenever they need me and fly them home when they're here. And like Jamil said, my dream thing is to be able to do what I want when I want around my life, because as a mom and a wife, we don't always give ourselves the freedom to do that. So blessing other people and giving them that same opportunity is just so rewarding and inspiring. So I don't think I would have been still married and having really great relationships and being able to dream and do so much without OPTAVIA being in my life. So I'm so incredibly grateful that it's here and that I'm part of it, and I'm going to be for a long, long time.
I love that so much. You know, I have seen this program, we call it predictable transformations, and I've seen this program transform a lot of people on my 5.5 years of being associated. And I have seen you, my friend, Cheri, transform just incredibly over the past couple of years. Thank you so much for that. And I'm going to try my best not to talk in between all these amazing stories, because I love the transformation that's happened, and I love the heart that's been shared. So, Cheri, thank you so much. Let's bring on our next story from a real person who's been transformed. Let's hear from Gary. Gary, are you there?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, man.
All right. Well, just a little bit about myself. I started the program about a little while ago, and yeah, I just started as a client. I wasn't even looking into the coaching part. I was just basically sick and tired of just being who I was for 20 plus years, you know, and always had my ego up, that thinking that I could do this by myself. So I never thought about having somebody assist me till one day I was just, you know, getting on a carousel ride with my son, and my wife happened to take a picture at the moment when they're trying to lock me in, and they couldn't lock me in. So that was my turning point where I was like, okay, you know, I got to do something about my health. So, you know, connected with my coach, and I said, hey, I need help. I cannot do this by myself. I tried it over and over, and it just didn't happen. So got on the program, and I was introduced to OPTAVIA, and within a few months, you know, people started noticing the difference, and they were just asking me, hey, what's going on? You know, what are you doing? How are you able to lose all this weight? And I just started sharing. I started sharing, and I realized at that point that this is not about me. This is actually about them. It's about the people that are surrounding me that really need the help. And I have something that could really help these people. So I decided I'm going to become a health coach. And it was more about helping people and helping change lives, just like my life was changed. And I got to say, you know, just being a coach, it's been amazing. Besides the fact that I've lost weight, I've done what I've done for myself, but the stories that are being shared with me throughout my journey being a coach is just, it's hard feeling. It's amazing. It's just, you know, knowing that I have some kind of a fingerprint in somebody's life, and that, you know, really, really, really makes me happy. The financial side, just like Cheri said, I don't have to check the bank account anymore. I remember times where we had to do Christmas shopping for the kids, and, you know, we had to pick and choose what we're going to buy just to be able to afford, you know, to pay the bills afterwards. But now it's more like, hey, you know, it's there. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about the finances. I don't have to, you know, just worry. And it's amazing, you know, when you put all this together in a combination, and you see how, you know, being a coach could actually help you maintain yourself, could actually help change somebody's life, and financially help you. It's an awesome combination altogether, and I'm so glad to be part of OPTAVIA, and I'm so glad I got introduced to this. And I'm sticking around. I love this. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, man. I have the biggest smile on my face for Gary. I remember one of the first times I met Gary. I met you was at a breakfast, and I seen your pictures, and to see you in person, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, the transformation, and that was just a physical transformation. And now I see what's happened with the development and you and your family. It's incredible, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending part of your time and your night with us. I love it. So let's keep the show going. We are going to go on out to two people that I'm new to. I just had a chance to meet them maybe about a couple of weeks ago, and I got so connected with their story and their transformation. And I'm so glad that they're on tonight and able to share a piece of their hearts with us. So Veronica and Tom, are you there?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Hello.
Excellent. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you, Jamil, for having us share our story. Very quickly, I joined program about May, and I have always yo-yoed that, and I thought that I was okay with that. But there came a point after I met Tom that I just wasn't comfortable with how I was feeling, how my clothes fit, the way that I felt. And so my best friend was actually the person who introduced me to program, and I saw her go through her transformation. And of course, I figured it was time. And so the most amazing thing happened. The weight came off. I feel amazing. And Tom and I shortly thereafter decided to pay it forward. And not only does coaching has, for me personally, it holds you accountable because you share your story with other people. They're on program because you share your story. And I am a very private person. And so for me to just want to talk about this to random strangers just because I feel so amazing is a little easier than it would have been a long, long time ago. So this program has just kind of given me the confidence to want to live a little more out loud and share my story because I've been through program. This program works. It works for me. I have been able to keep the weight off. And that for me is kind of that was my biggest struggle. And so again, we decided to pay it forward. And now that we are coaching, knowing that other people look up to me or, kind of they're on program because of my story, it holds us accountable. And Cheri said it best where, it's a really great feeling to know that somehow directly you're helping somebody become a healthier version of themselves. And so it's just, wow. Simply by sharing our story, people are on board. And again, I personally feel the best that I felt in a really, really long time. I think for the first time ever, I actually had to call my best friend and borrow something out of her closet, something that I have never been able to do because I was always the bigger of the friends. So it's those small little victories that really make me feel like I'm paying it forward, and it's a really great feeling. So again, program it gives us that avenue to meet new people and to have the amazing support of this community who has also either themselves been on their journey or they're walking the journey themselves. So I am incredibly thankful for, people who day in and day out send a like, enjoy our stories, and the fact that, again, that we are able to share our stories and hope that somehow, some way, it touches somebody enough to say, hey, I'm ready. And so I'm, again, incredibly thankful for program and incredibly thankful for, again, each and every one of you out there because some way or another, we somehow play a small role in each other's journey. So thank you. So Tom?
Well, I jumped on the program probably about 2.5 months ago. And then during that time, I had a little battle with myself and I couldn't, I needed to change. So mentally it clicked in, and that was my first obstacle that I had to overcome was my mindset. And once I did that, I jumped on board, and I've lost 52 pounds in 2.5 months. So it was amazing. It was amazing. The support group that OPTAVIA has given myself and Veronica, it's astronomical. That was one of the best things that I was able to see. So I was asked by our coach, Shelly and Gabe, they wanted me to be a coach, and I was kind of a little hesitant, but I did. I was working 2 jobs. I'm happy to say, because of jumping on board and coaching, as of a week and a half ago, I quit my second job, and I have a little more freedom financially, more time with the family, more time with Veronica and my girls. So it has relieved a lot of financial pressure and a lot of the burdens with that. So thank you to all the support staff. Thank you for all the training. Paying it forward to the new clients. I don't even want to call them clients, my new friends, because the friendships that we're developing with them, and knowing that they trust us enough to walk a journey with them and help change their lives. And we have a couple of clients that have medical issues, sleep apnea, diabetes, and to see their expression and their faces is just astronomical. It's the best thing. It's the best thing anything you could ever see. So thank you guys all for the program. Thank you for your coaching. Thank you for the teamwork and all the support. Thank you guys.
Honestly, thank you. I'll never get tired of these. I'll never get tired of it. I hear stories for years and years and years, and this is why we do it. I mean, there's so many folks that are just like us. And to hear your stories are incredible. Thank you, Tom and Veronica, just incredible. We're going to keep this thing going. We have some phenomenal folks that are out in Reno, Nevada area. So I want to bring on Anica and Jeremiah Relaford to kind of close us out. So are you guys there?
We are. How are you?
Hello.
Well, we're excited to be on tonight. Jeremiah and I have struggled for years with just amazing amount of stuff. I mean, as far as our weight physically, mentally, a lot of things, marriage, financially, I mean, you name it, right? Just like so many of us have. I mean, for me, I was my heaviest when I started this program at the beginning of this year. 202 pounds, cholesterol through the roof, going to be pre-diabetic at 35. I mean, it just was not good. And mentally, I was probably in the worst spot that I had ever been in my entire life, and I was never like that. And Jeremiah, well,
yeah, I was when you were asking the questions about if you're a 1 or a 2, I was definitely that too. I yo-yoed several times and always wound up gaining back more weight than I had lost to begin with, and becoming incredibly frustrated and depressed through the whole process. And so,
yeah. Unfortunately for us, it took a really big catastrophic event in our life to get us to turn things around. And our son last year went into the hospital with an extremely rare condition that only 6 kids have ever been diagnosed with worldwide. And we kind of had one of those, oh crap, hit the floor moments. And we were like, what are we doing? Our healthy son, is pretty much dying in front of us. We're taking our health and our life for granted. And luckily, we got him back to health within about 6 months. And OPTAVIA was introduced to us through a really good friend who we hold dear in our hearts and very thankful for the rest of our lives. And we started our journey. Yeah.
So really, it was a catalyst for me for taking great pride in trying to be a good father, but knowing deep down inside that I wasn't taking care of myself. So ultimately, I wouldn't be around for my son if I didn't change my habits, and struggled with trying to find a way to change the habits before this kind of fell into our lap and showed us the path to get to where we knew we needed to be, but really had no idea how to get there.
We were struggling. We had no idea. Luckily, I started first. Within 4 days, my energy was through the roof. I was taking away chores like mad, taking away mowing the lawn from him. He's like, hey, you're taking away my stress relief. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I've got energy. I'm getting back into life. It was like life was being breathed back into me. And Jeremiah, well, you started losing weight.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help but if your spouse is on program, you're going to start eating better. And so I started losing a little bit of weight, but I was still, and this is what was critical for me, is I was still stuck in the spot where I was going to do it the right way or the hard way, whatever that means, and really not really embracing the program initially, at least not the healthy mind portion. And once I realized how valuable that was, seeing what she was going through, that was again the catalyst for me to jump on board and really become part of the team.
And we had such a transformation. For us, the weight was coming off like crazy and so easy, which had never done for us before. And so that was just like a spot where like, oh my gosh, like what's next? What else can we do now? Like we've got our life back. So what do we need to do? Okay, well, let's work on our marriage. Let's work on our finances. Let's work on having more time with our son. Like the sky's the limit at this point. And the results were just so amazing. I mean, God, in 5.5 months, I lost 70 pounds, no cholesterol issues, no high blood sugar, all of that stuff.
I lost, superficially, I lost 50 pounds. But what that meant for me was I had the beginnings of fatty liver disease. I had my triglycerides were literally 5 times what they should be. I was in so much pain. I didn't even know how much pain I was in until I started feeling better and how miserable I felt on a daily basis. And it's amazing how we think that's normal until we realize that it's not, and what that does for you in your mindset. Being able to play with my son without it killing me. Like I was forcing myself. I very much wanted to, but physically it was hard. It was hard to chase around a 5-year-old. And really be able to engage him the way that he deserved. And this helped give that back to me.
And we had seen results so quickly with all of this stuff that's really why we decided to pay it forward and become a coach. For all those people that really helped us, complete strangers in our time of need for our son. But not only that, for me, I'll be honest, guys, I hated my job. I had been in the medical field for over 15 years where people were constantly just pounding on me. Patients were yelling at me, all sorts of stuff. And you know what? I was tired of that. I wanted to get back to living life with Jake and being home with him. And what this has allowed for us is to stay home with my son, be able to take him to doctor's appointments. Now we're getting out of debt. We don't need an Amazon card to buy Christmas gifts anymore. And we live for a purpose. And for you, I mean.
Yeah. So I didn't give up my career. I coach with Anica, but I very much have a career that I find fulfilling and I enjoy. And what it's done for me is it's taken my business and it's taken skills that I thought that I was really, really strong with, and it's taken me to the next level. Mentorship and leadership, what I thought I knew and what I thought I was good at, I've really upped the ante with that, and I've been able to share that with my people and tried to help make their lives better by making our business run better, and really, really embracing the healthy mindset that this program offers. And it's really helped me reach a different kind of audience, which is my employees. And it's really, really, by living by example through this program, is taken my business from good, or what I thought was great, to a whole different level and a whole different definition of great as well. And it's really, really transformed our lives in so many ways.
I think it's taken our whole life from moderate or even kind of what we thought was good to great. And we're continuing to do that, which is amazing. Like now, instead of what if and being scared of that, we embrace that what if.
We've learned I built a career really motivating myself out of fear. What if I lose my job? I've got to be better than everybody else. What if? And what I've learned is, what if I just embrace the journey and embrace the process and take people with me along the way? What can we do together? And I think we're just barely starting to scrape the surface of what that means, and it's incredibly exciting.
And we embrace that with everybody now and build a community and love and share it and pay it forward.
Love it. Thank you guys so much. That was strong. That was good. And this good stuff, guys. Thank you guys so much. So what about you? You know, this is all about you. You've heard these stories, you've heard these transformations, but this is about you. You know, my hope and my goal with within this hour that we had a chance to invest in one another was all it takes is a decision. And so there's some folks that are out there that have been waiting to make a change for a long time. And this is about you. And really, where do you want to be? Because, you know, the folks that have shared their stories tonight, they've started along their journeys. They've started along their path, but this isn't about them. It's about you. And there's a lot of folks that right now that, what's today, Sunday? You're dreading tomorrow, because tomorrow means it's Monday, and Mondays mean there's a lot of things that you have to do that you necessarily don't want to do. So where do you want to be? Because right now we all have a blank slate. And what I know is within the next year, you can craft and construct that blank piece of paper whatever way that you want to. So could being an OPTAVIA coach really be the answer for you? Because for us, it's our mission and our passion to help you achieve the life that you've dreamt of. And what does an OPTAVIA coach do? Lots of you guys may be asking. Well, the only thing we really do is we simply look for people that are looking for a solution. That is it. If they're not looking for a solution, then we're probably not looking for them. It just so happens that 85% of Americans that are walking around right now are looking for a solution that we can help them with. We literally live life and health out loud. Our core mission, and I talked a lot about integrity, is helping people. That is what we do, and that's what we look to do. Now, we are not experts, but we are guides, and we are people that care a lot about other people. We are people that are on our journeys, and this company and this program has the experts in place, and what we do is take people by the hands and we guide them to those experts. So why consider coaching what OPTAVIA? Why might this be something that's helpful for you in your life? Well, we've heard throughout almost every single story is you're up to 5 times more likely to succeed in your own health journey as you start paying it forward and helping other people live healthier, fuller, larger lives. You can gain financial freedom and time freedom. I mean, right now, I'm away from home this week. I don't have to check in with anyone. If I feel like going somewhere, I go, no questions asked. So that is absolutely possible. Work with a company and people of integrity. Be part of a community. This is a thriving community that lifts one another up every single day. You have support, mentorship, team coaching, training, and the best thing that's ever happened to me was personal development. I didn't even know what that was in 2012. Now it's something that I have become intimate with every single day. You don't have to be an expert, as I said. Coaches are simply guides. You don't have to be at your goal weight. I started coaching maybe 4 weeks into my program. The people that brought me into this program started coaching maybe just a few weeks into their program. You can build a sustainable business with very little time, especially at the beginning. It's all about what you want. So people back in the home office love when we show this, but this is our income disclosure, and that probably means I'm going to start talking about some financial things. So really, how financially unhealthy are we as a country? So here are the stats. 40% of people right now today plan to work until they drop. That is so scary to me. I can't even fathom it. Can you imagine being in your 80s and still working? 40% of our population right now plans to do that. Less than 62% have less than $1,000 in savings to cover emergencies. You know who was part of that 62% 5 years ago? Me. If something came up, stress through the roof, relationship is broken. We literally, and I'm just going to share my heart for a minute and just be honest. My mom got put out of her house several months ago. She came to my wife and I and said, I don't have a place to go. Would you guys be open to, purchasing a house and allowing me to stay there? Again, with that no questions asked, it was a absolute yes. So we did that. A couple months ago, we had something. Her septic tank broke. I didn't even know what a septic tank was. $1,200 bill, just like that. It was covered within minutes. No credit card needed. None of that stuff. Sister got into some financial issues about a year ago. $33,000 paid just like that. No credit cards, none of that stuff, maybe to get the points, but not because I needed the credit. Listen to me. Financially, this country is up in arms and is very much hurting. Our program, our company can help anyone do that. So what does helping a few people look like? Well, if you have 5 active clients, if you're supporting 5 active clients per month, that's an additional just about $500 per month. Do you know that an extra $500 for the average family in this country will save them? 25 clients that you're helping and supporting per month will bring in about an additional $2,800 per month. If you annualize that, that's over $30,000 a year for doing something extremely part-time. How could that help your situation? Let's just take a look at some of the average monthly salaries in this around this country. We see that office managers are somewhere around $3,600. Our average attorney in this country is about $6,400 per month. Our general surgeons are about $20,000 per month. What I can tell you, and I can just tell you, I know this guy intimately. He's a friend of mine. We're not really allowed to say certain things, but I'll just tell you, I'm 36 years old, and this friend of mine is 36 years old too. And this integrated executive director position that you're looking at, that was about a good 7-8 months for him. That presidential director position you're looking at right there, that was about less than 2 years for him. And now it's gone on to double that and getting close to tripling that. That is something that's absolutely possible. And my friend would tell you, I'm not going to say that I'm that friend. I'm just going to tell you that friend would tell you that that's possible. Coaching advantages, freedom and flexibility to work wherever you want, anytime you want. This is your business. You're rewarded for helping other people. There's no inventory or territories. You don't have a trunk packed with all of this products. You don't have products all over your garage taking up space. None of that. And you have the benefits from running a home-based business. So that's where you really want to go talk to your CPA and your tax advisors and ask them, what are some of the advantages I can have from running my own home-based business? And I'm no CPA, but I can tell you that they are vast. So how does it work? Well, after this webinar, contact the person that invited you or sent you this recording. That's all you have to do. And then go in and purchase your Coach Business Kit. You don't have to worry about anything. Your team is going to show you how to do everything step by step. That investment is laughable, I think about it now, because it's $199 to start your thriving business. You have the people in place, you have the products and the programs in place. and you can so easily build it and help as many people as you want with the assistance of your team. You're going to get together and do a meet and greet with your coach and mentor team, and they're going to show you how to go over the first steps. This typically takes about a half an hour. You're going to be introduced to our system, and we're going to show you how to do it step by step. We're going to show you how to find the people that are looking for solutions. It's an extremely organic process. You get just-in-time training. What does this mean? It means you're not throwing all this information that's going to overwhelm you. Your team is going to coach you just in time. You're going to get information at the time you actually need it. You can start today if you desire. If you have people that's on your heart right now, I remember my mom was my first person that I thought of. But if you have people that are on your heart right now, you can start literally right now and be able to help that person in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So whatever you decide to do, you heard some stories tonight, and some of you guys started dreaming. Some of you guys started thinking, well, what if? Some of you guys had some dreams in there that have laid dormant for years. You haven't even discovered them. And one of my favorite speakers, I remember studying this guy, and he said, what if you're on your deathbed? And what lined your deathbed weren't all the people and your family members and your friends, but what if what circled your deathbed were all of those dreams that you did nothing about? And they were looking at you with bulging eyes, and the dreams were crying because you were the only one that could bring them into fruition. And for some reason, you didn't do it. So that's what I'm asking you to do. Whatever it is, whether it's OPTAVIA or it's whatever it is, do not give up on your dreams. Because if you would have known me, the little person that I was 6 years ago, you wouldn't even be able to, it'd be no comparison to the person that I am today and the person that I see this company transform every single day. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. Getting started is simple. Literally, just contact the person that invited you to this. Do it now. Stop what you're doing right now and text them and say, I feel like this is something that I want to do. I feel like this is a community I want to get involved with. And let's get started right now. Contact the person that sent this to you. We'll get you started. And who knows, a year from now, everything could be different. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I want to thank all of our presenters. And I want to thank all of you guys that took the time out of your lives to invest within tonight. Have a great night, everyone. Hopefully, we will see you very, very soon.